The 2010 AMP Energy Racing Series would head to Grand Detour for race number 6 for the Lucas Oil 250. AAA pole award went to Alex Yates for Avoda Enterprises, not having a really good season at all. He'd take the green flag with Lorenzi Rossini on his outside, Luis Tellez third, Jacob Williams fourth, and Nick Cazzaro, former Grand Detour winner, last year's winner at this racetrack, would start fifth. Tellez would take the lead on the back straightaway, and Yates would follow fourth in the third corner. Brandon Wares would be making his debut in the AMP Energy Racing Series. Took him 6 races to make his first race, and then you see the first caution happening behind him. I'll get back to that. Why is this important? These two drivers, Jake Buffard and Jerry Richardson, read the forum face update. I really don't want to get into details about that, and I'll leave it to you to read about that. Caution number 1 would occur on lap number 2. Wendy Fisher, Christopher Kennedy, and Sean Donnelly get into each other. Fisher goes hard into the wall, into Patrick Eichholz, and they all slide down the racetrack. Lorenzo Rossini and Fred Richard gets taken out on the first lap for the second race in a row. Tough break for these drivers. Let's see what Richard saw. Just running, trying to avoid the wreck. Siam Rossini gets into Gendra, and he smacks into Siam Rossini, and he had nowhere to go during that one. Luis Tellez led on the restart. Alex Yates right on his back bumper. Ted Hendricks 1 lap down, giving them a hard time. Look at Jen Smith dive all the way down to the bottom, look for the lead into turn number 3. Would she get it done? This is the corner that you want to be on the high side in, I would say, and she would not get it done. This is Jeremy Johnson running with other drivers on that team, as other drivers will be rotating, and he'd be making his debut, that number 8 car, the first race that the 8 car has shown up in an AARS event. Tyson Launchschlager's last week's winner, and he would be running in the front of the pack, keeping his momentum up that he got from that win at Lowell. Ted Hendricks would be holding up Luis Tellez in the number 12. It took Tellez about 5 or so laps to get around that lap car of Ted Hendricks, and he would be very good at back marking, as he would hold up the 12 car and the rest of the cars behind him. Nick Cazzaro would take second away from Jen Smith. Jack Walter, this is important to show him because he was drunk on the day of qualifying. AARO officials have still not made the decision on what to do with the 66 team, but that will be decided in the future. Tellez would pad his lead on Nick Cazzaro, however Cazzaro would start to close in, and then Jeremy Johnson, the 8, would be starting to work his way through the field. He'd be up to the 15th spot already, and he's not doing too shabby for his first time in an ARS race. Caution 2 would fly on lap number 32 finally. Josh Mercer's going to get turned by Brandon Weirs. He'll flip over down the back straightaway. Bill Sabo involved. Sliding down the track on his roof. He'll land on all fours in the pit lane and would retire in that number 81. He'd be okay. Let's onboard him. Camera goes out a little bit there. Goes out again. And he'll finally land on all fours in the pit lane. After pit stops, Herb Cilantro stayed out and take the lead away from Luis Tellez. And then caution number 3 would occur on lap number 38. Nick Cazzaro and Cody Lochner get into each other after Ringer spun Lochner. And look at Cazzaro on the top of the wall. He would be okay, and that car would still be able to go. However, he would retire from the race. Former Grand Detour winner will not return to victory lane. Second wreck of that lap would be Lorenzo Rossini getting turned by Megan Gonzalez, RJ Bandsmo, and there Jeremy Johnson. Lorenzo Rossini goes up and over. Jonathan Ringer involved, Jake Buffard, and Jack Lucas Sampson all involved. Aaron Fisher led on the restart after pit stops. Tyler Detour would be on the tail end of the lead lap in that number 46 Nesquik Lincoln. He'd be holding him up a little bit. And look at Tyson Launchschlager looking for the lead in turn number 3. And would he take it off turn number 4? He would not take it, as that inside line is not where you want to be in turn number 4. Caution 4 would occur on lap number 46. Kimo Talofa is going to get turned by Herb Cilantro. They go down, hit Ross Lowry and C. O'Brien in there as well. They would all keep going. Tyson Launchschlager led on the restart in that number 00 J-Skis Dodge, followed by Alex Yates and Cody Tyler Detour would get in the way of Launchschlager a little bit here, as Launchschlager and Detour's car were equal. Caution 5, lap 57. Lorenzo Rossini and Aaron Fisher get together. Lorenzo Rossini goes hard into the wall. Rossini, that's about his 3rd wreck being involved in Lorenzi being a nuisance out there in the Grand Detour race. Aaron Fisher led on the restart. Landon Rody in 2nd and Herb Cilantro 3rd, but caution number 6 would occur on lap number 63 shortly after the restart. Jonathan Ringer and Lorenzo Rossini get together. Into Jonathan Ringer over the wall, and he'll barrel roll outside of the racetrack. Somehow he'd be okay. He would get out of the car on his own power. CJ Long would demonstrate how to go full throttle into a wreck and turn Jack Walter into the wall. As you see from our view from the stands, Ringer goes up and over about 4 or 5 times, and he would be okay. You see Jerry Richardson in there as well. He'd get turned around. Christopher Kennedy, after pit stops, led on the restart, and that number 76. Nate Know-It-All in second, and then Tyson Lautenschlager would have experienced a problem and come into the pits. He would return, however. Nate Know-It-All. Wait, Nate Know-It-All running at the front? This can't be happening. Nate Know-It-All took the lead. He'd lead for about 8 laps, and then Brandon Weirs would take the lead away from him. So a bunch of unexpected drivers leading at this race. Green flag pit stops occurred, and Jalen Scranton would win the battle off the pit road. But caution number 7 would occur on lap number 111 for debris. On the ensuing restart, Jalen Scranton led. Jen Smith in second. Scranton cleared the 66 of Jack Walter, a lap car. Smith didn't. Caution number 8, lap 116. Tyler Detour and Landon Roney get into each other. Brandon Weirs goes around. Ted Hendricks in there as well. Detour goes up and over. He'll flip on top of the 01 car, land on all fours. He'd be alright, however. On the restart, Jalen Scranton leading. Could not get around Jack Walter, the lap car. This would allow Jen Smith to get right on his back bumper. Looks to the lead, will not get it. Caution 9, our last caution of the day, occurred on lap 126. Alex Yates and Justin Pisani getting into each other. Herbert Solange returns the 4 car up the racetrack into Justin Bandsmo. Yates goes up and over once, almost over twice, and lands on all fours and would retire from the race in that number 4 Ask.com Chevrolet. Jalen Scranton led on the ensuing restart, gets past the 66 of Jack Walter, would clear him, and Jen Smith would not. Hard time for Jen Smith in the 06. However, Smith, once she cleared all those lap cars, she'd get right on the back bumper of Jalen Scranton, and with 3 laps to go, she would take the lead away from Jalen Scranton, looking for his first win in 3 years in the Apple Energy Racing Series. Falls to second. Tough break for him. Jen Smith would take the white flag, looking for her first career win in her rookie season in that number 06 Cobra Starship Chevrolet. Off turn number 4, Jen Smith becomes only the second female winner in the Apple Energy Racing Series. She wins the Lucas Oil 250. Jen Smith finishes her first career victory. Jalen Scranton's finished second. Once again, still looking for that first career win. Tough break for him. Aaron Fisher 3rd. Justin Pisani 4th. Nate Know-It-All, great finish. Finishes 5th. I believe that's his best career finish. Lewis Tellez 6th. Ross Lowry 7th. Landon Rody 8th. Christopher Kennedy 9th. And Sean Donnelly finishes 10th. And Donnelly has struggled since that great 3rd place run at Daytona. Tough break for Jalen Scranton, as I said. The point standings look like this. Looks like Jalen Scranton will take the point lead away from Herb Cilantro, who falls to 3rd. Christopher Kennedy sits in 2nd. Rookie doing great. Lewis Tellez 4th. Aaron Fisher 5th. Justin Pisani climbs up to 6th. Justin Bandsmo 7th. Jerry Richardson sits 8th. Tyson Lautenschlager 9th. And Fred Richer, our 8-time champion, falls from 5th to 10th in the standings, 185 points back from the leader, Jalen Scranton. Full points in the standings will be at www.amperageracing.4manco.com. See you next time at Talladega, where drivers team the 2.66 mile super speedway of death.